Thank you for being here, Patrizia, first of all. I'm very happy to have you in the program as one of the professors and also mentors. I think your role is very important because you bridge creative people with their inner self, and you help them put this in words and reveal this to the world and help them position themselves, and this will gain them jobs, opportunities, and will shift their mindset, which is super valuable, I think. I want to know more about your method and how you work with students.
This is very tough for me. Each time I do experience this kind of workshop and program, I found something different, and I experience new ways of doing it, and in the same time I'm learning. So, for example, I'm integrating this method with all the experience in the Gestalt counselor. So I go deeper and deeper and deeper, and I realized that when I meet these people, as soon as I meet them, they start talking about themselves. And so this is something that it's very important, because we are working not just to make creative well known in the internet or for their personal blending. That is not a cosmetic issue. So we are not here to teach them how to tell their story just because they want to tell one story. But we are here just to help them to be in the job that resonate with their soul. No? So it's very interesting that we just drive them, not drive, but support them in a journey of awareness, self-awareness, of understanding how multiple perspectives, how many people live in themselves, and which one they want to put in the light and to show to the world. So my method is a method that I have been learning. I had been learning this by Jürgen Sallenbacher, and he invented this method, creative personal branding, and then being me an art director, visualizer, and then now working to become a Gestalt counselor. So I just introduce it, integrating, and we can define these methods, a deep dive into ourselves, to identify our magic power and bring it to life, to the light. I don't like the word control, but here we say just control what the others see of us. Being open to allow the other to see something that we don't see. So it's really imagine ourselves like a multi-faced prism, and we just give light to those parts that we value for ourselves, and we want that the other recognize as valuable.
Would you say that creative leaders are in general introverts or extroverts? Is it easy to talk about themselves or hard?
Creatives are or too extroverts or too introverts. So there is extremes. And so sometimes it's not question of finding our parts of our work or our job, but just knowing ourselves better, so to be in the right place with the right people for us and for the right purpose. So we invite people also to discover why they are here as human beings, why they are here in this environment as creatives, and what is the purpose they are perceiving. So it's more than a creative journey, but is an inner self-creative journey that lead people to have more self-awareness, in that way to be more expressive and more influential as creatives. But creatives, sometimes they're very extreme, they're very wonderful people, but that sometimes they are very, very extrovert, so they believe they are unique, and they lose parts of themselves that can be cultivated. On the other hand, they are closing themselves in their creativity as a refuge, and they don't value themselves. So it's sometimes they have to balance different parts, and the method is meant to highlight also the way you stay in the creative world, or the way you stay in the world. So also the grace, the way you address others, the way you lead, no? For example. So for me, I don't lead creatives through frustration. I don't think this is fertile for creativity. Other creatives lead by frustration.
If you would have to resume your course in 5 words, right? So what are the key takeaways? 5 key takeaways from your workshop.
Clarity about ourselves, clarity about our talent and potential, tools to cultivate this potential, a new self-awareness.
And how do you find the students, this year's students?
Oh, the Romanian students, either last year and this year, are fantastic. Very rich people in terms of experiences, of perspective, a lot of cross-cultural students, so they have a very different experience. They mix already this experience in what they do. They are very fast in opening themselves, very fast in linking their thinking. So I'm excited to work with them.
Great. You talked during your presentations about a special profile, the hybrid creative. Also, you position yourself as a hybrid creative. And I think it's a very interesting term. And I would like to ask you to define it and tell us a little bit more about it.
It's not a person who can do anything, but who has the curiosity to cultivate its talent through different domains, making it functional for the creative effort. So this means that, for example, I am a visual thinker, a strategy, and also a copy strategist, and a trend forecaster. So I put all these talents and all this curiosity in delivering brand strategies, for example, or on the other hand, being a mentor. So I just nurture my creative effort with very different domains. This is what. So it doesn't mean that you have to do multiple things and be perfect in multiple things, but it means that to make your creative effort stronger or more relevant, you use different talents for different domains, mixology, in a sort of creative mixology that makes this creative effort really special.
And how does the collaboration between hybrid creatives and experts, so people who know very well a domain, who are T-shaped or very vertical. Yes, very vertical, versus a person who's a hybrid. How do you see this dynamic?
I remember that when I was born as a creative, I was very horizontal. That's why now I'm a strategist, so my ultimate goal is really connecting the dots in a brilliant way. I've always been horizontal, it's a sort of DNA. On the other hand, I'm very vertical and focused when I have to deep dive in topics and in subjects. So I think that one person can be both and can be able to connect the dots, going very deeper in one topic. Either there are other people that are very, very good going deeper, so it's a different way of behaving and of creating. And I think that in this moment, and always also when internet was born, being an horizontal thinking person was very helpful. Because, for example, now what we see in trends, we see that, for example, we have food that become medicine, we have fashion that is in gaming, so life is merging. Domain and universe are merging. So if you are a very horizontal person and hybrid, you can pick what you need from different domains.
Can you share with me a story of success? A collaboration you did with a creative person you helped to build their personal brand, and how did that work and where did it lead?
Yeah, I have just a story of a guy that is writing a book and about this experience, and he asked me to write the prologue. So this copywriter, his name is Simon Stoyanowski, he's Macedonian, and this guy came to work with me when I was hired in Translated, the company where I work, and I was given the responsibility of creative direction for the expansion of Airbnb in 32 languages. And so he had to hire senior copywriter for 32 countries. And so Simon, he was a guy, he was very young, came to me and we started talking, and I found out that he was a copywriter, a magician, with cards. And he was, together with scientists, American scientists, he was going to work in a startups for prediction of earthquakes. And so this was really hybridization, creative hybridization. And so we started just working together. He asked me to do a creative brand, a personal branding path, and at the end it was very, very interesting, and he finished it to choose the copywriting, but always dealing with hybridization. And so now he wrote a book of the minds that inspired him, and he wanted me after 7 years to write the prologue saying, I consider Patrizia my creative mother. And I prefer saying, as you said when I did the personal branding for you, my partner in crime. So this is not, probably was very young, so I could be having kids of this age, a creative mother, but partner in crime is really what I like.
Thank you. What are your key takeaways? What are you taking home with you after these experiences?
I'm taking home good feedbacks and bad feedbacks. Today, I realized that what I do for me is very natural, but for people can be really tough and intimidating, because it's always more normal people who meet me just to go deeper and be very generous and tell everything about themselves and open up. And so this is somehow a new power that I discovered, that just being there, I inspire people to open up. So I'm scared. So a bit of scare, a bit of fear. I take home a bit of fear, because the more and more I go deep. It's a big
responsibility.
Yes. So fear, more responsibility. And I know that this is the place to be. So I think that if I can, at my age, bring some value again to the creative industry and to people, is to be in this kind of job that is mentoring, counseling, coaching, sustaining people.
No, we designed this MBA, and we created the learning journey of the student, and we put creative personal branding or personal growth, personal branding, right, just at the beginning of the journey. We understand why, and I think you understand why as well.
Even if...
Can you tell us more about it from your point of view?
This is very new for me, but I start understanding the why, because I always been teaching personal branding at the end of all the courses I did, because you know, people created their skill, and then at the end they were going out in the creative industry and they had to be someone. And so my model was always the last one. But doing all these studies also of counseling, I'm focused on the first part. So of really understanding at the beginning who you are, and what is your standing, and what is your weakness, and what is your strength. And so knowing that from the beginning may help you also to study in a different way. So this is, I think, is the more and the more I study, the more and more I become better in mentoring people and coaching people and sustaining people, the more and more I understand that it has to become at the beginning, because I can give them the tool that can take them all over the journey. So
and it also breaks them apart in a way, and then they can build maybe freshly, you know, new things. Responsible.
And also the creativity is probably more effective, more personal, more authentic. So I think this is very important, and it's a good idea. It's the first time I do it at the beginning, but we did one day, and I see that the people are really, really fertile, and I think that this will change the way they see themselves.
We are shaping creative leaders, at least this is one of the goals of the program, and that's why we chose to start with this, so that again we give them the responsibility, awareness on themselves, and as you said, to become more authentic, more unique, in order to lead the industry and the sectors, you know, for the future of the city, of the country, of, you know, the economy.
Exactly. It's important in this world to be more and more faithful to themselves, to ourselves, more authentic, resonate, whatever we do, it has to resonate with what we believe. So our why is fundamental, and I think that this is important also because creativity is a tool to change things.